Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, dear friends, dear viewers. Today we are having a first round of Armenian men's and women's championships. Also, seventh round of Andranik Margaryan Memorial for GM and IM Norm tournaments. Let's go. Let's start with a huge respect to Andranik Margaryan Memorial participants and organizers. I think we should start with Armenian National Championship. Uh, and we do have some results. We do have some draws. Let's start with this one. Tigran Harutyunyan with the white pieces drew against Artur Davtyan. And c takes d, bishop f4. Nowadays, very trendy line. Arjun Erigaisi plays a lot. And here I don't like and I don't recommend the move Artur Davtyan has played. Most likely he wanted to get something very safe, maybe even slightly unpleasant, but very safe. And just to avoid all the prep by Tigran Harutyunyan, that's why he played bishop d6. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. So takes, queen c2, bishop d3. Not much sure why exactly Tigran started with h3. Why not, for example, short castle? Yes, he could start with bishop d3, but maybe he didn't like some bishop g4 ideas. Yes, bishop d3. Okay, h3, rook e8, short castle, knight f8. And now a3. And now knight e5. Knight f3. Engine likes more rook a e1. What about here? b4 or knight e5? Yes, knight d7 or knight f3. Equally good for white. And now just rook e7, for example. Yes, f5, but it's not very easy to make this move. Bishop e4, not the best. And now black simply could take bishop d3, queen d3. Playable position, g6, f5, g5, knight f3, bishop f3. And now, of course, Tigran Harutyunyan is much better. He took with the g pawn. He could also take with the rook. Rook e7. I'm not sure about queen h2. King h1, queen f2, king g2. Queen h2 was played. Of course, very solid move with the ideas if you trade the queens, then e4 is coming. Takes, and then e4, knight b6, king g3. Yes, engine likes b4, stopping these d takes c, f takes c, c5 ideas. Yes, Arthur reacted quite well with this d takes c and c5. Yes, rook d8. White is still slightly better, and even maybe much better. Engine likes more h4 move. Yes, knight b6 would have been the best, but anyway, black is having very unpleasant position. Tigran is almost winning. Rook c1, rook c2, or rook g8. Computer doesn't like this rook c7. And now rook c3. This was definitely Tigran's idea, but somehow knight c8 is there and knight c8 works. And takes, and now some fortress. And the game ended in a draw. Of course, all the game Tigran was better, even much better, close to winning, and again did not manage to win this game. I remember last year as well, in 2024, Tigran and Artur, they started first round against each other, and Tigran was slightly better, and then he was lost, and eventually game ended in a draw, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I don't think this result we can really consider and count as a surprise by Benik Agasarov, who drew against Karen Grigoryan, one of the tournament favorites and one of the rating favorites. H6. Yes, very solid approach by Karen Grigoryan, playing very safe, maybe slightly unpleasant, but very safe. Yes, black is very, very safe. It's hard to understand the point of g3, but later on we can see queen f4. He played queen f4. Something interesting. Takes, a4, f3, knight b6, king f2, rook e2, rook c2, knight b1. Yes, black doesn't have problems as well as white. Rook h1, preparing some h4. Why not h4? Maybe some g4. Yes, knight c8 would have been the best. And this is very unpleasant position for Karen Grigoryan. Yes, rook h8 would have been the best. And this is completely lost. Wow, wow. Such a classic game by Benik Agasarov. g3, queen f4. And then slowly, of course, black is not forced to play a4 and knight b6. And this. I'm not sure why exactly rook e2 and rook c2. Knight b1, knight d2 later on. Yes, engine doesn't like much this g5 idea, but anyway, black is fine. Maybe slightly unpleasant. Yes, this f6 move engine doesn't like. And some b4 a takes b rook b1. Rook g4, and h4 was played. Rook takes h4, and now after bishop h7, rook e8, rook 4 h3 would have win this knight on g3. Surprisingly, Penik Agasarov didn't notice this. He played this. Yes, rook h3. Yes, and now despite white managed to take the knight on h1, but black is collecting a lot of pawns. And players agreed in a draw. And now we do have three results. Mamikon Arabian won with the white pieces against Hovik Karapetyan. Yes, Najdorf. And here one of the moves is to play h6, queen c7, a4, b6, g4, h6. Maybe rook g1 would have been better. Knight d5, knight d5, e takes d. Engine doesn't like this knight d5 because of bishop g5. Knight d7, very good move. And here something like rook b8, maybe preparing b5. Yes, attacking the pawn on h4, and if h5, bishop g5 ideas are coming. Queen d2, just ignoring pawn on h4. Maybe even after bishop h4, some g5 ideas is working. Yes, knight c5. Knight c5, b takes c, bishop e2, and now black doesn't have any problems. Rook b8, c3, a5. Bishop b5 check was there. King f1. Bishop d7. King g2. Bishop h4. Black is already much better. g5. H takes g. Why not bishop g5? Because of rook b5, rook b2 tactical idea. And b takes c. f5. Players are in time trouble, time scramble, and especially Mamikon Arabian. But how did he manage to trick Hovik Karapetyan? This is so good for black. Rook b1, king h7, inaccuracy, queen f7. Yes, queen a7, not the easiest move. Queen d1 was winning. And now queen f3 finishes the game. Bishop f1, queen a3. Wow. What a crazy game. Queen a3, king g8. But what's the point of rook h8, king g8? Somehow I don't... queen g3. Wow, it's amazing. F takes g, h takes g, king g2, bishop e4. Wow. Wow, this is incredible. Yes, but of course rook g3, and now take b. And this is completely lost because white is simply pushing b and c pawns. And here Hovik Karapetyan resigned. So of course, very sad for him. He played quite decent chess, and he outplayed his opponent. He had his chances. He was much better and even close to winning, but made a lot of inaccuracies, mistakes, and eventually lost. Let's check first Saven Andreasyan, Sargisian game. And of course, in the end, we will check the game between Manuel Petrosyan and Roberto Vanisian, rating favorites. And of course, like Robert is the current Armenian champion, and Manuel, of course, recently has won Armenian national championship. I think it was 2023, maybe, or 2022. Yes, e4, c6, knight c3, d5, knight f3, takes, this. Yes, I can just say that queen a5 and queen d5 are possible moves. Here, bishop f5 is also possible. Yes, knight e5, knight e4, bishop f7, checkmate, b5. Sargis knows all the theory. For example, knight c6, here queen c7 is very good, and bishop d3 is the main move, because after bishop b5 there is a6, bishop a4, bishop d7, and black is winning the knight or bishop. You should play this and some a6. Bishop b3, another move is bishop d3, with the ideas to play b3 or maybe a4. Queen c7, Zavan goes d4, bishop d6, bishop g5. Engine prefers more short castle. Here, short castle was very much possible. Not really afraiding of any bishop f6, g takes f structure. Knight d5. Here, bishop d5 was possible. C takes d, queen b5, king f8, queen c6. And bishop e5, I guess we do take queen a8. So when went bishop d2, spending couple of minutes, short castle, c5, queen b5, c takes d, c3, b4. Yes, c4, bishop c2, a5, or just a5. B takes c, b takes c, bishop b7, queen g4. We do have around equal position. Rook a d1, knight f6, queen h4, bishop e7. Maybe c takes d, knight d5 would have been slightly more precise. Yes, and now c takes d, a5. Takes. Queen e7, you are just losing a pawn after queen e7, knight e7, d takes c, knight e7, and knight f7. Yes, knight g6, queen g5, rook f7, bishop e6. Yes, and slowly Zaven Andresian is getting something from nothing. And c takes d, rook f8 would have been better. Yes, just bishop f7, king f7, rook d4, and white is winning. So this rook f8, queen c5, rook c1 would have been the best. Just king h8, queen f4 was played, queen g5. Queen e6 would have been better. Yes, white is completely winning because king is exposed. Black doesn't have any counterplay. White is having some attack, and also white is simply pushing a pawn. And of course, Zavan Andresian didn't give any real chances for to survive for black. Yes, not really taking rook c7 because of king c7, and black will achieve a draw, maybe even more. Yes, it is just interesting. Now rook c7 even loses the game. Yes, Sergei Sargsyan didn't get any problems or problems at all, but slowly uh, later on he started making some mistakes, and eventually, after missing this knight f7 and when he didn't play king h8, uh, Zaven Andresian didn't give any big chances and converted. And of course, game of the uh, round between Manuel Petrosian and Roberto Vanisian. Yes, as I already said, uh, players won Armenian national championship last couple of years. Manuel Petrosian in 2022, Roberto Vanisian in 2024. Yes. Knight f3. I should say that I like Manuel's approach, surprising Roberto Vanisian. And I should say that recently I had this position against Ramazan Jalmakhanov, and here I went 95, which is very decent move. Of course, 94 is also working, very decent move, but in my game I played 95, and here after f4, I played e takes f. So this move is working very. This is very fine. 93 also works. Yes, I took e takes f, knight f3, and I got some problems. Yes, but this move is working. Bishop d3, e takes d. I remember I was afraid of this, but short castle d5 is coming, and some move repetition is there, if I'm not mistaken. I think some move repetition. Yes, Robert went knight d4. He didn't even spend few minutes. Yeah, c6 and d3, d5, and queen b3 are the moves. d5, c takes d, c takes d, and bishop b4 was played. Maybe bishop c5 would have been better. a3, bishop a5, and now black is threatening d6. That's why white is playing d6, short castle b4, bishop b6, and now move, which is very hard to. Of course, you understand, but at the same time, it does look so unusual and so weird. d4. You're allowing e takes d, bishop d3, rook e8, but you just play king f1. Yes, and for example, if I just go this, bishop d4. Yes, and Robert doesn't take on d3. Bishop d3, rook e8, king f1, goes a5, rook b1, bishop a7, maybe preparing some bishop b8 or queen b6, bishop g5, strongest move, bishop h4, even h4 was working, king h8, and here not bishop c4, knight b5, bishop b8, d5, yes, rook a6, bishop c4, bishop d6, knight d6, rook d6, bishop g3, rook b6, and now queen d4 and white is of course better. Even if you go d6, you develop your bishop, but your rook on b6 remains. And yes, d6, computer doesn't like this d6. But anyway, white is better. And now b5, queen b6, rook b6, and now players are in uh, Zeitnot. In time trouble. They are having, especially Manuel Bedrosian does have less than 6 minutes, and a lot of moves play till time increment, till time control. Bishop, bishop a6, b5, rook b8, king d2, bishop takes f7, king h7. Yes, hard to believe that white lost this position. It looks so safe. Rook takes. And now king e3, rook b4. For example, maybe black is threatening some bishop d5. That's why Manuel Petrosian went rook c5. Let's say this, bishop d5 is coming. So rook c5, rook a4, h3, rook a3. And now just king e2. This, rook d1. Yes, but rook e5, rook d6, rook e7 is not easy to see. And maybe some problems are there already for white. e3. And now f3. But once again, f3, when you do have only 34 seconds. But now position is not easy, I would say. 94, and here, unfortunately, Manuel Bedrosian went wrong and blundered heavily. Yes, bishop f4 still keeps some chances for a draw. Here g6 and g5, and rook on f4 is trapped. After rook f5, bishop h3 comes, rook g4, bishop f3. Yes, probably the mistake. All the game white was slightly better or much better, or white really had good chances to win this game, but I can say that maybe here white still kept playing, but maybe it was the right time to agree in a draw after king e2. Yes, so the tournament standings are, I think it is obvious. For tomorrow, we are having Artur Davtyan, Sargisian, Roberto Vanisian against Zaven Andresian. So tournament leaders are fighting each other. Hovik Hairapetian is playing Manuel Petrosian. Karen Grigorian is playing Mamikon Gharibian. This is also a very interesting game since Karen drew first round game and Mamikon won. And recently, if I'm not mistaken, Mamikon Gharibian won with the white pieces against Karen Grigorian. And we do have another game. Tigran Harutyunyan is playing Beni Gagasarov. Tigran is the favorite of this game, but definitely it is not going to be easy for him to win this game. And Artur Davtyan against Sargisian. Of course, Artur is being the favorite, but I wouldn't say it is going to be easy game for him because Sargisian got his chances against Zaven Andresian, and I'm sure he will get his chances against most of the players. Just very briefly, because we cannot really, with a huge respect to Armenian Women's Championship. And we do have a lot of results. We do have Milena Gasparian won with the black pieces against Polina Kobak. We do have current Armenian champion Susanna Gaboyan won against Melina Harutyunyan. We do have Arakelian Susanna Lilia Danielian. Unfortunately, I don't know them. And Hanna Khachatryan won with the black pieces against Mariam Khachatryan. Again, I'm not familiar with Mariam Khachatryan. Of course, we should check. And yes, I forgot that Mariam Avetisyan drew with the white pieces against Navart Harapetian. So let's see how did Susanna Gaboyan win with the white pieces against Melina Harutyunyan. Very long game. And we see French and a3. Decent move, of course. Bishop d3 is also possible. And g5. Something like this Boris Savchenko played against me in 2024. Yes, computer likes f takes g, c takes d, knight d4. Susanna went knight at g5, c takes d, bishop d4, knight takes d4, queen d4, bishop c5, queen d2, queen b6. You know, I'm impressed. Melina Harutyunyan plays like Stockfish 17. Knight d1, and here she goes wrong. f6, bishop b7, she goes b4. But at least I understand why she goes b4, because she definitely felt that she should do something quick, open up the position. That's why she tries b4, this bishop e7, knight f3, knight c5, queen e3, very good move by Susanna Gaboyan. And b4, amazing move, and bishop b3, knight e4 would have been better. a5, b takes a, knight e4, takes, yeah, short castle looks very good. Knight c6, queen c5, and here knight d4 back. So this definitely Susanna went knight c6 with the intention to take on e7, takes king e7. White is better, white is much better, but not winning. King e2, f6, e takes f, knight f6, rook a1, bishop d7, and now just g4. Yes, c4, c takes d, rook a2, stopping rook b2, rook d2, king f3, and king c5, rook b3 would have been much better move. g4, and seems completely winning, but it took another 30 moves to convert. Why so long? Because in this completely winning position, oh yes, this is completely winning position, but Susanna already had 2 minutes and went knight g5. Huge blunder. Just bishop g2, slowly completing, organizing the pieces, consolidating the forces. Yes, this takes, and rook h4. She simply blundered her only last remaining pawn. And she managed to, of course, completely drawn endgame. But with only 35 seconds, yes, you just go rook a8, this, and rook g8. Yes, I should say that Susanna played quite well, and of course, one huge blunder was knight g5, but we can understand in time trouble, in time scramble, she forgot about rook h4. She simply could play bishop g2, and Melina Arutinian also played quite well, especially for her rating. Also, uh, yes, maybe some small inaccuracies by Susanna, but if she even wouldn't make them, then she would have another rating and compete for some other uh, titles. Yes. Okay, let's move from the national championships to. Okay. Robert Philipposian drew against Pranet Vupala. Arsene Davtyan won against Alexa Hakan. Eric Hakopian won against Musavi. And Eric Gasparian lost against Nosdrachev. Seems like Russian international master is Russian or Belarusian grandmaster, international master. He's crushing 6.5 points out of 7. And we do have Levon Babujian who lost with the white pieces against Arad Nazari. Let's check the games. And despite players only played 24 moves, but some opening idea. Yes, I remember against Aristan Isanjulov, I got this line. It was Dubai Police Open 2024, and I played e6, d4, c takes, c takes, 97, or maybe even was it? I think I played e6, 97, knight g6. Probably it was e6, d4, c takes d, c takes d, 7. Maybe even to find it. It's not very bad actually. Yes, yes. But the best is this, and you just play bishop e7. And this is maybe slightly unpleasant. Takes. I'm not sure. Robert went knight b3 and later on bishop f4. Maybe it would have been better to keep knight on f3 or maybe even g3 by playing knight f1. Yes, even rook e3 just. And bishop f4. Rook e3. Bishop g5. Very nice move by Pranet Vupala. Takes, rook c8. Seems like you are having something, but f5. Yes, knight is really awkwardly placed on b3. Takes, rook c1, takes, bishop b5, stopping knight d3, and here players agreed in a draw. And all other games ended. We have results in all other games. And another theoretical battle. Yes, I think against Prague, I had this position. It was some years back. So we do have bishop d6. Recently, Caruana won against Cheparinov. Yes, I think if I'm not mistaken, d takes c, queen c7 was played by Prague, and I went queen h5, if I'm not mistaken. So queen c7, and seems like Alexa Hakan knew it, but just c takes d. Bishop h2, king h1, and very good, very brave decision by Arsene. And now just any move. h3, g3, d5, queen h5 as well. Bishop b4, d5 is coming. I think Alexa Hakian just mixed up maybe the move order. Because white is already much better. Knight c3. Queen h3. d5. Bishop d3. d6. Rook h4. Knight d5. Knight b6 would have been the best. Takes rook c4, threatening rook c8. Takes. d4. So many good moves by Arsene Davtyan. And rook e7. Wow. And f3. Bishop c5 is coming. I didn't see it. And d6. Yes, just no words. Excellent game. His opponent made one mistake, I would say. I would really call this queen c7 mistake. Because after c takes d, you are really facing a lot of problems. And the rest, Arsene did very good. Queen h5. Bishop b4, d5 is coming. Knight b4. We don't care much. We just go knight c3 even. Rook c1, rook c3. Well, rook c1, knight c6, rook c3. Yes, and the rest like a3, knight c3. If you take knight d4, I just take knight d4. Queen h3 and d5. Takes knight d5. Why not knight d5? Knight d5, rook d5, bishop d3. Yes, very good game. And we do have another game. Rick Hakopian won against Musavi. Bishop f4. Wow. Yes, I always thought that Eric Hakopian is having some interesting ideas in openings. Yes, bishop b4 is possible move. Yes, but I'm sure he was planning to play this knight b5. Yes, this is known. And here knight e7 is the best move. Bishop d3, queen f4. Yes, computer doesn't like this h4, likes more some rook e1 and queen h4. Just here I want to see e5, knight c6, king b1, just f3. Yes, knight f6 or maybe even f6. Takes, knight b2, knight c4. Yes, black got his hopes. Stage 5. h6 would have been better. And now h6 black should play. And again h6 by white. Yes, h6. h6. Yes, around equal position. Black doesn't have any problems. Even black is slightly better. Inaccuracy. Blundering the pawn. Mistake. Yes, in this slightly preferable position, Musavi blundered rook g6. And this is completely winning. Completely winning. And yes, after black's king e7 blunder, white played very good chess without giving much chances to escape. And let's check what went wrong in Levon Babujian's game. This. Yes, nowadays very rarely you can see these knight c3, b6, bishop g5 ideas, and especially this position. Maybe back some 7-10 years ago, this line was quite popular, but not nowadays. d6, bishop d3, takes f5, c5, d7, takes, queen b3, queen e7, takes. Black is already better, but just slightly. e5, bishop takes f3. Yes, g takes f was the best. E takes d. Yes. So this is round equal position, takes, just short castle. This. And this is already better for black. And this is close to much better. It's just short castle. G takes f, d takes c, and f4. Bishop f4, g takes f, queen f4, or maybe queen b3. And this is lost. Yes. Yes, this is completely lost. And the final game of the round, Vladislav Nozdrachev won again. e5, knight c6. Seems he knows. And knight c6. Bishop d7. Knight a5. So till this point, Nozdrachev knew. And here, after spending some 12, 13 minutes, goes knight a5. Queen b3 would have been the best move for white. Takes, knight b3, rook d1, rook c8, bishop e5, bishop a3, knight a4, b takes a, rook c3, and here not d5. So bishop d6, and black is already much better. With bishop b5, rook c2, in much better position. Yes, winning for black. And huge blunder. King h8, king f8, but not this. 95. F takes 0, rook f3, king e8, rook g8, rook f7. And in a completely winning position, Nozdrachev blundered. But he kept playing. And now white is not worse after rook c3. And another huge blunder by Andranik Margaryan. And a game blunder. Knight c5 would have been better. I mean, not real blunder, but yeah, seems like the game should end in a draw, and especially this one. But unpleasant end game. Yes, king d4, king f6, but not this because of rook b5 and rook a5. Yes, you always go h4 and then you promote and then you take this pawn. Yes, this. Yes, if king h4, then you are too slow, and for some reason here, Lichess engines are considering king e5 huge blunder, lost forced checkmate sequence, but of course it's nothing. So again, no doubt we don't have standings, but we can see Nozdrachev 6.5 points out of 7. Arsen Davtyan is 5.5 points out of 7. Nazari is 4.5. Filiposyan 4. Alex Saikan 3. Eric Akopian is 4. Ronald Vupala, he drew the game. Am I wrong? No, he drew the game. He is 2 points. Eric Gasparian is 1.5 points. Levon Babujan is 1 point. Yes, and let's not forget that Arsen Davtyan was completely winning against Vladislav Nozdrachev. Yes, no doubts it is going to be between two players who will be winning the tournament, Vladislav Nozdrachev or Arsen Davtyan. And maybe Arad Nazari can also try to join and catch the leaders. We will see. Let's go for open for IM norm tournament. We do have wow, we actually do have some changes, I would say, because David Zakarian lost with the white pieces against Mavel Arakelian. Vaisukyasen won very important game against Georgi Bagaturov. Karmanova drew against Rudolf Pashikian. Vachehova Kimyan drew against Andrei Okara. Volodya Torosyan drew against Vladimir Shahinian. Yes, definitely we should check these 3 games and we should start with 6. Not popular move at all. It's rook c1, bishop f4, and t takes c. Yes, rook e1, knight b5, t takes c are the moves. Knight f3, knight b5, white is slightly better. What is bishop c1? Very classy move.
Ой, кажется, мне не хватает ком, чтобы включать эту музыку здесь.
Yes, white is much better, and especially after this bishop c1, bishop b2 idea. Knight b5, bishop d4, queen c1, queen b2, rook b1. Such a classy game by Vasyukasyan. Bishop a6 and bishop c3 with the ideas maybe to take bishop b4, knight c3 and h4, bishop c3 eventually. Winning position. H7, king f3. Wow. Dear viewers, dear friends, I just want to say that this guy, Vasyukasyan, definitely has potential of becoming a very, very strong player. Like against such an experienced player like Bogaturov, he simply outplayed, and you know, with my rating 2611, I would very much wish to play the level Vasyukasyan showed in this game. Yes, I'm just impressed. Like even engines are impressed. Yes, very nice game. Of course, Bogaturov helped Sukasyan. Why bishop d4 doesn't look. At least we can criticize this bishop d4 move. Why do you take? Why do you give up your dark squared bishop? But rook c2 and bishop c1. Like bishop b2, knight b5. Bishop f3. And rook d4. And winning the pawn. And this endgame is lost because white is having much active king and extra pawn. I think Rudolf Pashikian was lost. This, c6, 94, f5, and d takes c would have been better. 91. Yes, Olga Karmanova plays quite strong. c5, f3, bishop e3, knight f3. White is completely winning. Bishop f4, bishop d6, queen d2, knight e5, d takes c. Now white is simply doubling rooks on f-file, pushing h and g pawns. And why h5? e4 was... She played h5, sacrificed the pawn to play e4 eventually. Now d4. Best move. Probably. Yes, best move. And again, white is much better. g5 was the best move. It's just rook h3. And what if knight takes f4? What's the point? Just g takes f. Rook f7, rook h5. And again, this is winning. Just queen g5. Bishop h5. This is again completely winning. Queen e2 would have been better with the ideas to play queen g4. And game ended in a draw. Of course, throughout the game, Rudolf Pashikan didn't play well. And he was completely lost many times in this game, but he managed to save the game. And we do have David Zakarian, who lost against Manuel Arakelian. Bishop e2, knight c3, bishop g4, d8, around equal position, and bishop f3, d takes c, bishop e2, rook d7, bishop c4. What a tactical idea was missed by Manuel Arakelian. And again, position is round equal. Hard decision. Again, around equal position. Very slightly better for black. And already much better for black. And close to huge advantage. And again around equal, h5 for queen b3. h5. Yes, here maybe queen c8 or queen d7. King h7 was winning. And d6. Queen b5. Completely drawn endgame. But not king e2. King e4. Just king d3. Or only 10 seconds. Why not? B1 wins, but no need. Yes, let's see the standings. And Rodolphe Pashikian 5 points. Via Sukesian 5 points. David Zakarian, who could have 4.5, has only 4 points, remains 4 points. Bagaturov 3.5. Okara, he drew 3.5 points. Karmanova 3.5 points. Mavel Arakelian 3.5 points. Vladimir Shahinian, he drew 2.5 points. Vachev Vakimian, he drew 2.5 points. Volodya Torosian, 2 points. 2 more rounds to play. Thank you very much, dear friends. This month, till the very end of January in Armenia, we are having a few important tournaments, and especially national championships, and also Andranik Margaryan Memorial. 2 more rounds to go for the GM and IM Norm tournaments. Please leave your comments, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thank you very much.